All right, welcome to the show. It's your host Brian Lee, artist in the city. My co-host Des. You know what I'm
Nice to
saying?
meet y'all. Yep, yep,
Yeah, for
yep.
sure, for sure. So what we got going on today, man? We've been waiting to do this, and I'm glad we finally got to sit down and make this happen today. For people that don't know, who are you and where are you from?
My original name, Darian Sanders. I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I moved down here when I was about 4 years old, and yeah, grew up in Cleveland on the east side. Seen the bad stuff, seen the good stuff. Grew up in Cleveland Heights. Then I moved down there to Euclid. Just grew up as an original, I wouldn't say Cleveland kid, but since I was there majority of my life, seen a lot of stuff that make me a Cleveland kid, but I gotta represent my hometown as well. So that's basically what it is, so yeah.
Okay, well, how would you say those places like shaped you to be who you are today?
As a kid, I wasn't the greatest kid. I've hung around the wrong crowd. I've started the wrong crowd. I say, because I wasn't like, a lot of times people see me be like, oh, he was a good kid, but I was never a good kid. I just grew up. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I used to be fighting a lot every day in school. I wasn't skipping school, but I was just fighting a lot, not doing work. Just taking advantage of the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Started at Caledonia, in Cleveland, Ohio, if you guys don't know. Then grew up, went to Apex Academy, almost went to Chambers, but I didn't go there. So then I moved down there to Euclid, where it was a brand new start. Euclid, we had to wear uniforms and stuff like that. I'm like, uniforms? I'm like, what? Y'all got to wear uniforms here? So it was just something that a big change. The kids were different. I remember one time I tried to book check a kid, because that's what we did at our old school. And I come to the new school trying to do that. And next thing you know, I end up in the principal's office. I was like, what the? So it was a big change. I had to change the way I act because I didn't want to get expelled. So, but yeah, that's how I, grew up,
Okay. So right now we want to just talk about, we know you in Ohio Media School, and oh, you know what, bro? Yeah, let's give them that. That's tell them, we know you went to DJing, you went to screaming, you went to content creation, you're doing real good with all those things,
Yep.
So we want to talk about Ohio Media School. What made you attend Ohio Media School?
Great question. My original plan was to choose barber school because I found a love for cutting hair. But the market for cutting hair and being a barber is so tight nowadays. You have to be really good because everything, you guys know, you go to a barber, they're gonna charge you $40.
Yeah, it's
so
about 40.
everybody charging 40. So
yeah, for sure.
as a person on the other end, you're not gonna pay everybody $40. So to be a barber, yeah.
You pushing my hairline back then. No.
Yeah. So it's very hard to even. It's not hard to cut hair, but once you graduate, you got to be the best at cutting hair, or you're not gonna get no clientele. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have your license. That's why I didn't want to equate to that. I mean, that's still later. I'll add that to my resume, but that's just not one that I do right now at my age. So Ohio Media School, when I really took a deep dive, look inside it, I realized, oh wow, they got many different outlets. And when I was a kid, I always wanted to do streaming and content and shit like that. So that's why I joined. And then, my buddy's influence, he joined. I was like, all right, I'm not going to be there by myself. At least I got my homie with me. We both in the program. At least I had something to look forward to. And they had programs that I liked, and then I took an interest in DJing at home. And it's funny because I got into DJing because I used to go out a lot, different areas and stuff like that. And then I realized that a lot of people can't DJ. They just play music. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a little more than that. Huh?
Yeah, it's way more. It's an ear. You got to have an ear for music. And not everybody has that. Nobody looks at the floor, but okay, they're not dancing. What's going on? They're not playing throwbacks. they don't like my music, but they continue to play music that they like
Right.
or that they think is hot.
You gotta give them what you want
Yeah.
and they want.
Yeah, not everything is about playing the hottest music. Sometimes people, it's cool, but they hear it all the time. They hear it on the radio station. Sometimes they want to hear a throwback. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. I just want to be unique, have a different, unique style to music. You know what I'm saying? That everybody can enjoy. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I came to Ohio Media School.
Okay, better enhance your skills that you.
Yeah, better enhance my skills. Yeah.
Would you recommend Ohio Media School to anybody?
I would recommend it to people that's want to be different, that's unique, and have a creative mind.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't got a creative mind, you can come to the program. Okay, I'm gonna do the work and just turn it in. You know, like things that you do as well when you set up the cameras and stuff, making sure it's different angle.
Yeah.
That's creative mind that I'm talking about. A lot of people don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, you got to have that creative mind joining the programs and the trades and stuff like this, just to be successful in the program. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I want y'all to take that away. So, you know, don't go to wasting your time, man. Make sure
yeah, don't
that you're creative.
Yeah, be creative, be unique, and be yourself as well. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. All right, so let's talk about, you know, your live streaming that you do on the streets, you know, with Live on West 6 with your guys. You know, how did that come about? And, you know, let's just tell us a little bit about that.
Great question. One of my homies, because originally the plan was to do it, but my ideas were thought out there, but no one really, you know, found a way to just be like, okay, I want to take that serious. Until it was funny, it's messed up because I had to leave the group chat for things to be serious. You know what I'm saying? I left for a minute because I'm like, hey man, why are we going all these places? Why not take advantage of those things and, you know, bring a camera or something like that? Nobody wanted to see the idea. So, you know, because I feel like, you know, why not be different? Why not try something? I was reading a post on Instagram. It said, a guy, he said, I have tried more times than you have. I have failed more than times than you have tried. And I took that to heart. So I just found that idea. My homie hit me up like, hey man, let's do public interviews. I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna do anything if nobody's serious. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about consistency. You know what I'm saying? Because if we do it one time and people see that, they're gonna take the idea and start their own group and do what we do. Now that we're missing out on opportunities because we stopped doing that. Now that these other three guys, they're doing it in Cleveland and they took our idea. How would y'all feel? So I said, don't hit me up if you're not serious. So
if you don't use it, you don't lose.
Yeah, so basically that's how I started. And then my homie created the logo. I created the name. I'm like, Cleveland is West 6. That's where majority of everybody be at. Why not make it live on West 6? Because we're live, we got the cameras, and we're just having fun interviewing people. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's how I came about, you know.
Okay, live on West 6.
Yeah.
Y'all check that out. You know, let's talk about streaming. How did you get into that and why streaming? You know?
As a kid, I always wanted to stream. I always had a love for video games. You know what I'm saying? Love playing video games. But the situation of my family was I never had the opportunity to, because you heard stories of kids be like, yeah, the parents took the video game, they don't believe in their dreams. That's kind of was how my situation was. My dad didn't take it seriously. Oh, why are you playing the game so much? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? I was streaming, but he didn't know how it is now. Like if I would have did it back then, he'd be like, damn.
Oh yeah,
because streamers now are making thousands, millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted to do at a young age, but I didn't have the opportunity to. It was always, go outside. What's outside?
You didn't have Twitch back then.
Yeah, you didn't have these things. That's why every time I look at it now, I'm like, damn, I could have been doing this. I could have had a bigger following now. But now that I have the opportunity to, I really just found the love of doing it and getting back to the things that I love doing. So that's why I started streaming. You know what I'm saying?
Well, streaming is definitely definitely something fun, and when anything is taken seriously, you definitely can make some money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Build a brand, build a following for sure.
Yeah.
So, shout out to you for that. So DJing, we know you DJ, and we know you're getting into the DJing thing. Let's talk about that real quick.
Oh, so yeah, basically, I had a niche for it in, I would say, 2019. It was funny. I actually bought a DJ controller, but what happened? Amazon sent it back to their warehouse and gave me my money back, and I would have started it then, but you know, it was funny because it's funny that I'm now starting it now. Excuse me, but basically, what happened was I go to these different spots, and I just analyze the music that they are playing, and so I just hear it. I'm like, hey man, does this sound like? My homie like, does this sound like the same playlist they played a month ago? You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, wait a minute, why are they not being different and just playing? It's a lot of music out here. You know what I'm saying? But they playing the exact same songs. Like you can now that you can mix songs now, it's like there's no way y'all ain't being less creative than what y'all already are. Like even radio stations now, yeah, they following trends now. Like they just playing songs that okay, oh we already know they about to play this. You know what I'm saying? So uh, I think my sound is very different. Any song that I play, it's gonna be hitting. So I just love hearing music, listening to music, and I know there's other people that like listening to music, hearing music, especially when you get off work on the weekend. You want to hear something that you can let all that stress away. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to hear nothing that you hear on the radio while you're going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. So
got playlists now.
Yeah, I was inspired by others' failure, basically. Because their music is trash, and I feel like if I feel like I can do better than that, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
I told myself, hey man, his music trash. I was at one spot one day last summer.
You want to do
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, bro, this dude is trash. Then that's how I started. I'm like, you know what? I'm about to buy this controller. I'm about to, I'm working at Amazon at the time. I seen the controller on Amazon. I'm like, oh, I need this. Ordered it the next day, opened it up. Oh yeah, F y'all, I'm about to be the best. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah.
Okay, for sure. All right, so tell them where to find you. Where to find you online. What's your ads? What's your tags? Your handles.
Oh, you can follow me. I'm majority on Instagram at far from D FARFROMDEE, two E's, and then I'm also on Facebook at Darian Leron Sanders, and you can also reach my email at DarianSanders902 at gmail.com.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, well, man, thank you for stopping by the show. Glad to have you. Come back anytime. But there it is.
Absolutely.
There it is. That's the end of the show. I'm your host, Brian Lee. That's my man, Dez, and we're going to end it like that.
We out of here, man.